you guys had a lot of insight on helping us that I've never gotten before. Like, you guys have a lot of experience in what you guys have done. Each of you have done it yourselves. And I feel like that it makes it easier for me, not feeling like I'm in this by myself. You guys are kind of like our backbone, and I really appreciate us when we're asking questions. You guys are there to answer those questions. And so I just feel like you guys are a great backbone with great personalities, and that helps a lot.
I love working with Biggest Fan. But I'll break it down. So, I don't know. I've faced a lot of challenges with just administration, based purely off of the rules that they have. And Biggest Fan doesn't have those same set of rules. Like, I feel like Big Fan is working solely in the interest of the students and growing the student section. And I know I've talked to Brandon about this, like, one-on-one, just like there's things that administrations don't look for or want that BFC looks for and wants you to be able to accomplish. And so having BFC able to like empower students to pursue their ideas and do what works for students rather than what works for the old heads in administration is just something that really changed our trajectory, I think, and definitely would not have been possible to reach nearly the same amount of progress we reached in this amount of time without their help. So I definitely love BFC, bottom of my heart.
It's been helpful more than anything. It's just like that, the accountability. And I mean, I've talked to Sean Say, I'm fully aware that like there was before I was here that like there would be more, there would most likely wouldn't be a gold mine if it's not for the Biggest Fan. And I know like getting it off the ground, how helpful y'all were, and just advice and always being there like whenever we had a question or something, or need to know how this business works, just always helpful there.
No, I would just say it's been crucial, especially this season, working through the production side. I'm glad we got to work on that and bringing in Taylor and in those conversations, and meeting Cam, working with Cam, introducing her, and doing that, just be able to bring different expertise and different knowledge with people that have done it before, and people that see and are bought in on the system, to kind of guide us, and people that have done it before is just so crucial to the success of a student section.
You guys are like the most helpful out of every person that we kind of worked with. I mean, the school was like a great help to us to be more specific with certain things and logistics, but you guys brought the motivation that we needed throughout the season. And like even when things were going kind of shaky, you guys reminded us to be back on that mindset of you can do it, doesn't matter what they say, like you're here to do this and you're gonna be good at it, and it's gonna be great, trust the process kind of thing. So I really wish like we had that throughout the entirety of the season, just because sometimes it did get kind of hard. But that's what I remember the most from you guys, just being so supportive and like believing in us when no one else really brought that kind of support. That's what I valued the most, honestly.
It's a mere moment of, practically perfection. Whether or not it's, weekly meetings with UCAM or the meetings that we have with everyone as an entire team on the Linwood and Biggest Fan staff that works with us hands-on. Like, you guys have all the sources and tools to ensure that we are doing our job, but also to make sure that we are successful. When, in our sense, it was just me for a lot of the time throughout the school year. You specifically, Cam, made sure that I had sources and tools, that I wasn't like too overwhelmed in that sense, and you were helping me out. So it was, I know, like coming into it, that no matter what meeting or, game or week, you guys you gave us every single thing that we needed to be successful. So I wasn't worried about that. That's why I think it was so perfect in that sense. Obviously, there's true no such thing as perfection, but in my eyes from year one, I couldn't have done it without you guys. So I really appreciate that.
I would say working with you guys has been amazing.
Definitely happy that we're still working with you guys and in an expanded role since we were last year to like the production stuff has come such a long way. There's still room to grow. Obviously some stuff wasn't implemented correctly, but whatever Taylor said to Jamie that one day, like I'm telling you, he's like a whole new man now. So shout out Taylor for that. It's been really cool, like Henry said, to be on those production calls and kind of learn that side of, you know, the business, because usually we're in the student section, not necessarily paying attention to all the outside stuff, but that's been really cool to learn about. It's been obviously good to meet with Cameron every single week. I think it would be helpful to have Taylor and you, Brandon, on all the weekly calls if you guys are available, just moving forward into next season and stuff. Cameron does a great job, not taking anything away from her, but just like having you guys' expertise as well. Having like as many experts on the call, since it's only an hour every single week, would be good going forward. But yeah, like I don't know where we would have been this season without all the production stuff and just the social media revamp that we did with all the funny videos and just everything y'all recommended for us. So yeah, shout out you guys and Taylor too. I know he's not on here, but yeah, it's been great.
Y'all have a different view on basketball games than we have. Y'all culture at PWIs are different. So us learning things from y'all has already bettered our student section, in my opinion.
I would say like it definitely made the process like a lot easier and like more streamlined, because like especially like I mean we were all freshmen, we didn't know like anything about USF basketball before, or like even student sections, like high school is different. So like I just think in like breaking it up by like weeks, different goals made it, I think, more easier to like tackle, or like what are we gonna do for this game, or like just having the meetings and like talking about our ideas and like what we think would work and getting feedback and like hearing from you guys has helped also too, because I mean I feel like you guys know more than we do, so it's like tell us and then we kind of just adapt it to.
I would say the same. Like you guys definitely brought the motivation, brought the even just the knowledge. Like school, as much as it was like, I gotta get this done, it was like everything definitely helped and it brought all the pieces together. You guys were like the glue and the building blocks, really, because you taught us everything that we needed to know, and just having those calls with you guys and like brainstorming and telling you guys what's up and you guys motivating us, that definitely that made the experience, I think, because without it, like without like what was the one phrase that you guys said, like something about being like the craziest person there and like not caring, like that stuck with me. I was just like, you know what, like yeah, that's who we have to be. We have to be the crazy ones, because if we're not, no one else will. And so like just hearing that and learning.
I also agree. I don't think it would have been, I mean, if me and Ben just tried to go out there and decided, hey, like just with Tom, without VFC at all, and Tom was like, hey, go out there and be student section leaders, it would be nothing even close to where it is today. And for biggest fan to like give us those ideas and help us grow, like obviously with the school and like, you know, maybe annoying at the time, but like forcing us to post, or like, oh, you guys have to go film a video today, or like you should go do this, not forcing us, but really encouraging us. Without that, like I don't think the student section here would be at all what it is, or even close to that. So I don't know, and I just wanted it to be good, so whatever it took, like it was good, so that's all that matters.
I entirely agree with that. I feel like you guys are the ultimate yes man, and you just like anything that comes up or like any idea, you guys are willing to like make it happen or figure out how. I also think that like all of you guys, like your entire team, are just filled with like really creative, ambitious people. So there's just like limitless ideas. And like in those weekly meetings, any problem or any like idea, anything was always met with like a creative solution. And I think that you guys are just like really dedicated to what you do, and there isn't like a weird power dynamic between like students and BFC. It's very just, I don't know, it like supports what's supposed to be happening really well, and it creates like a really fun work environment.
It just like made everything easier, I feel like, is with you guys, because like Jasmine kind of said, we don't really know, so you guys were kind of like our foundation, like supporting us, like, and showing us how to do it, and like kind of showing us that like to not be like scared to do it a certain way, I guess. But that's it.
It was good for me at least because like I don't really have as much access to Taylor and stuff. Like we don't really get to talk to them as much, so kind of getting ideas out and kind of like these sessions and actually brainstorming together is really helpful. Also, like I talked with you, Brandon, on the phone for a while one time, just got a little frustrated and, you know, was able to like kind of get my ideas out and like, I don't know, I felt like from that conversation kind of started to feel a little bit more secure about what was going on, and like I felt like we actually made a lot of progress since then.
Yeah, I like the kind of that outside perspective. Like I feel like we would come to you guys and be like, hey, we want to do this, or like what should we do, and it was like that extra little push or motivation. Like Johnny said, yeah, maybe it was like a lot to handle for us, like us just getting pushed, but that I feel like that's not bad at all. That's like you being the parent of a kid and you like kind of like you want to see them succeed, so you give them that little like push, and I think that was exactly what we needed. Like, because if we were just sitting around doing nothing, and admin would not give us that motivation because they didn't really seem like they cared that much as you guys do.
Instead of just having like one mind, like my individual ideas, it's like kind of just having like an army of creativity, which I think is awesome. Like obviously I have some ideas that we can do, but there's like the amount of ideas we produce and brainstorm that I just could never have thought of has been just awesome, and it's been allowed me to get a bunch of new perspectives and just honestly take a whole new approach to leading a student section. It's been really nice to actually have some guidance from people who've experienced this process and succeeded in this process, because it can be a frustrating process.
Y'all have been awesome. I know from just from my personal experience, I have talked to every single one of y'all individually, called y'all individually, especially like back in November. I was really stressed with a lot going on in my life. So I know I contacted Brandon back then. We had a good lengthy conversation. Just a few weeks ago, I called Cameron and we talked for a little while. So from my own personal experience, y'all have been awesome. Y'all have helped me really get through this, because this is my first year. I'm kind of a rookie, getting used to some new roles. So y'all have been really helpful, I know, for me, and obviously y'all have been helpful for the Maniacs overall. And we would not be here today without y'all's help. So thank you.